Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aaron, with Evolution Daily, and in this video, what I'm going to be doing is breaking down what happened in my brain when I went from basically being an incredibly overweight, alcoholic, depressed incel who was virtually going nowhere to where I'm at now. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a dating coach, I've got an abundance of women in my life. I'm incredibly happy. I'm in the best shape of my life at this very moment. And I got asked this question last night. So I've been doing calls with the students that are signing up for the Ascension program, which, just real quick, if you don't know what that is, just my 5-day program I'm doing this April in Las Vegas. If you guys are curious about that, I'll include a link down below. It's joinascension.com. But I was talking to one of the students who is signing up for that program, and he asked me, he was totally sold on the program, he's signing up and everything, and he asked me, he said, I want to ask you something really quick before we get off the phone here. And he said, what was it that shifted in your mind that allowed you to get to where you are now, from where you were? And this guy had already told me, he was very impressed kind of by my backstory and, where I've been. And I'll probably maybe throw in a little picture of myself right here, from back when I was 290 pounds, very overweight, very depressed. Things were not good for me. And he asked, about the mindset shift. What was it in my brain that took hold? And so what I thought would be a good idea right now is just to, just kind of in this chill environment, just sort of lay out basically kind of where I was and how it all began for me and what shifted massively in my brain to take me again from that darker place to where I am now. And so I guess I'll start with after high school. So I was always an overweight kid, but I was always pretty funny and outgoing. I'm not somebody that, I grew up with like no friends and isolated and stuff like that. And I had a wonderful childhood. I had a very, very awesome childhood, great parents, stuff like that, but the thing for me that was always an issue was my confidence with women, and a lot of that really stemmed from being very overweight. I was always a fat kid. I remember even being 9 years old. Oh, the gimbal. I'm going to keep it going. The gimbal died on me there, but I'm going to keep this video going. I remember being 9 years old and having to take home a permission slip to have my parents sign in order to go to a swim thing, like a field trip, they called them, to go swimming with all the kids in the class and everything. And I just remember even then, I was like embarrassed of being fat, and I didn't want to go. My parents were like, "Oh, you should go," and I didn't do it, And I think just, I never got bullied, but I definitely got picked on. It was always definitely a thing. I mean, in my group of friends, I would always be, the fat one, and it wasn't bad or anything, but I think over time that really did just kind of mess with my confidence a lot over the years. And so I think it messed with my confidence over the years. And basically that caused me to not have confidence with women. And on top of that, I mean, realistically, I was not attractive to women. I mean, even at a young age, right? When you're 10, 11, and, boys are flirting with girls and all that, it was never me. I just was never the one that was, getting flirted with or really flirting with chicks that much. And even if I tried and I had wanted to, there was girls I had crushes on and stuff like that. But so then just through high school, all the same shit, just having a lot of female friends and stuff, but never really being that guy. There'd be a lot of situations where my friends and I would maybe be at the mall. I'm thinking of a very specific situation where my friends and I are at the mall. We meet a group of girls from another school district, and we're all talking, we're all hanging out. And it's just very clear that some of the guys in the group are really vibing with the girls and they're probably interested in each other and there's a lot of flirtation. And then I'm just not a part of that, And that was okay. I really always wanted to get laid when I was in high school and everything, but it didn't mess me up that bad, I wouldn't say. And then essentially after high school, I started drinking when I was in high school, but I started drinking a lot after high school. And so I'm going to the community college, and I just don't really know where my life is going, and I just basically would get fucking wasted all the time. all the time. I started drinking alone when I was probably like 19. I would sneak Four Locos into my bedroom and watch just movies by myself all night, you know? And so on. So basically what happened was now you've got this storm happening, and the storm is this. I now don't really know where my life is going. I'm drinking a shit ton. My confidence is now really plummeting because I feel so lost and just like, what do I do now that high school's over? My days were so laid out for me. I'm in college, but I don't really want to be. There's nothing I really want to do with any college degree. And so you've got that. So my confidence is kind of going down, which is causing me also to sort of have social anxiety because I'm getting around people and I just don't feel good about who I am. And so I feel like they're seeing the fact that I'm not, I don't like who I am, and they're not going to like who I am and stuff like that. And I'm getting really fat. I'm getting way fatter. And the fatter I got, the worse my acne got. I just had really bad skin. I mean, my skin's pretty, I don't have perfect skin, I wouldn't say, but it's like, my skin's pretty good now at this point. And I had very bad acne with the weight. So now you've got this storm of me having bad acne, being lost in life, being a very bad alcoholic, being very, very overweight, like very overweight. I hit 290 pounds, probably when I was 20, 21 years old. I think I hit 290 pounds. And that's just what I weighed in at. I might have been 300 pounds at one point. I really don't even know. So you've got all of that, and that just puts me into a very, very dark place, all right? Very, very dark place. And so what happens is I have a very good buddy of mine, and is my buddy Sam. He's still a very good friend of mine. And at the time, he wasn't really into self-development or knew about pickup or anything like that, but he was always very motivational. We'd always just kind of like talk about our problems and stuff, and he'd just be like, man, like, he'd talk to me about like weight loss, and he really helped me out in a lot of like my dark times. Very good friend. And he sent me a video, and the video was a video of RSD Tyler on top of Rockefeller Center just talking about ending negative thought loops. And he just sent it to me, and he told me that his brother Chris had found it. He sent it to Sam, and then Sam sent it to me and was like, dude, you really need this for sure. Like, this would really help you out, I think. And so I watched the video, and RSD Tyler keeps talking about how it's all just self-development video, but he keeps saying, when I'm out at the club talking to girls, or now when you apply this to women, blah, 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 and he just will move past those parts. But so I'm like, why is this guy talking about going out and meeting women? So I end up going over to the channel, and I discover pickup, and I discover a bunch of other coaches and books and just the world of it. And I'm at my parents' house at this time, 2 hours north of where I'm at now in Columbus, Ohio. And you just can't go out around there. But I'm like blown away. I didn't know self-development existed. I'd maybe seen Tony Robbins in a movie or something like that, and I just maybe always just thought, self-development's for fucking cornball, like weird-ass middle-aged people that are, wanting to go to a seminar and just, yeah, live amazing. And I always just thought that shit was corny, right? So I discover all of this, and I start going out the next night. Literally 24 hours later. Maybe it was 2 days. Maybe I was one more day at my parents'. At the maximum, it was 2 days afterwards, and then I start going out. And I have to get blackout drunk because I was who I was at the time. I need to get blackout drunk to socialize. I used to do weird stuff, man. Like I would go to meet up with friends, just the couple of friends that I had even here in Columbus, Ohio. Maybe I'd go meet up with people, and I'd drink like 6 beers before going to meet up with people because my social anxiety was just really bad and I needed to loosen up. I remember a buddy of mine that I worked with, he even invited me to go to a party, and I had to get really drunk before I went just to be okay, to socialize with people. And so basically I start going out, and I'm wasted doing it, but I'm like talking to girls and stuff. And I start taking it very seriously, and I'm actually starting to see, I'm not sleeping with anybody. I'm not even getting solid phone numbers, but these girls, they seem to like me a little bit. Like I'm making them laugh, maybe, stuff like that. And I have to have this realization with myself where I say, all right, Aaron, you are repulsive looking. I was repulsive looking. So I then started to lose the weight. And when I started to lose the weight, I didn't realize my weight and my acne were so correlated, but when I started to lose the weight, I then also got better skin. So now what do you have happening? You have me going out regularly to meet women. Then you've got the fact that I'm actually looking better now because I'm actually getting thinner. And I was following Tim Ferriss's 4 Hour Body. That book was like all I had about fitness and stuff, and it was great. Very, very solid book and great diet in there, his slow carb diet. So you've got me losing weight, also having less acne. So I'm going out talking to women and I'm looking better. I'm actually becoming more attractive. And on top of that, my confidence is skyrocketing. So this is all starting to now all come together, those three parts, into me actually now like making out with girls and actually like going on dates and then starting to get laid here and there. And I've just really been on like a massive upward momentum since then. I mean, that's really basically, it just hasn't stopped, you know? And so what I said to the student, let's bring this full circle. What I said to the student, and you know, there's a lot I'm leaving out of this story. I mean, there's a lot more to say after that as far as, you know, when I haven't had a job right now in 3 years, you know? I mean, when I started my business, when I quit alcohol, when I, you know, so many different things to talk about, but I kind of just want to leave it there for now to get back full circle to the beginning of this video where I said that the student asked me, what is the mindset shift? What was the change? And this is what I said to him. I said that I basically had been a victim of my environment. I blamed being overweight on my parents, which you can't do that. We're always in control of our own realities. I blamed being overweight on my parents. I blamed whoever for whatever. Anything I could blame somebody on, man. I was a victim of my circumstances, okay? And I was not in control of my life. And when I discovered pickup, and I found out that it's not just that some guys are born to be good with women and some guys aren't. That changed everything. When I found out I could be in control of that, I then transferred that level of control to my body, to my confidence, to the way I communicate with people, to the direction of my life, eventually becoming in control of my own income. I am now in full control of my life. Now, look, I know, yes, there are things in my life that I cannot control, and I've done that internal work. I understand that, but for the most part, as a man, you should be creating your own reality. I love using the expression of being the god of your own universe. I am the god of my own universe. So essentially, I used to just be Tony Robbins, I believe, he uses this analogy. I think he says that if you were in a boat with no paddles going down a river, you're just, wherever the current's taking me. Oh, waterfall, here we go. Fucking down over the waterfall. But when you get the paddles of your life, now you start deciding, you know what, I don't want to go over that waterfall. I'm going to go to the fucking embankment. I'm going to go to the bank of the river. Or you know what, the river's splitting off into two. I'm not just going to go with whichever way the flow's going to take me. I'm going to go over here. And so I realized that I can control these aspects of my life now rather than always just being a victim of who I am or my childhood or my past or the fact that I don't have confidence because I was overweight for so long and this and that. And that's really the big shift. That is the big mindset shift that I had and that I believe that all men need to have if you are going to have freedom in your life. Whether that's freedom to date the women that you want and sleep with the women that you want. Freedom to not have a shitty job and to live a life that you want to live. Freedom to go places in the world, to go do the things that you want to do and not just spend all of your energy and all of your time catching up on bills and putting out the fires in your life because your life is in turmoil. Taking control of your life, that is the big mindset shift that led from me, again, being very depressed, very overweight, very unattractive, not good with women, a lonely incel, to now having, again, the opposite of all of those. I can truly tell you with 100% honesty, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. I am in the best shape I have ever been in my life. I'm physically the strongest. I've probably been a little lower body fat at times, but I'm good. I'm good. I'll just put it that way. owning my own business, having the confidence to go out and put myself out there into the world and be a man that is in control of my own life. And that's the dream that I have for you guys. So I just wanted to make this video and talk about it because that student asked me that question, and it was a really deep question, and I hadn't really thought about that in a while. So I brought it up at the beginning of the of the video, and I'm just going to go ahead and bring it up again. I'm not going to sit here and sell it to you, but I am holding a 5-day boot camp, essentially. It's called the Ascension Program in Vegas this coming April. If you guys are interested in that, it's covering 5 pillars: masculinity, purpose, fitness and nutrition, day game and night game, 5 days in Vegas. If you guys are interested in that, it's joinascension.com. You can also go to evolutiondaily.com and just click over to that page. You have to submit an application by February 21st. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I would love it if you commented and just maybe let me know if you enjoyed this video and me kind of telling stories about my past and stuff like that, because it helps me gauge how much of that you guys want to hear it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting me on this journey. Life is a journey, not just for me, but it's a journey for you. It really, Miley, it's a very common self-development term, but I think it's funny that Miley Cyrus has this song. I like talking about that with chicks sometimes when I bring up self-development topics. She has this song, it's called The Climb, right? And she's talking about like how it's about the journey of life, the climb to the top. It's not about getting to the top, right? And that really is just the case, man. You got to learn to enjoy this thing. We can create our own reality. We can be gods of our own universe. We are in control. You are in control. It's time to adopt this mindset for yourself and start living the life that you want. I'm out of here. Peace.